this has serious implications for the Memphis Grizzlies. One report suggests that the Grizzlies fan base are going to be the ones that are going to feel the wrath of this move the most. Hi everybody, welcome back to Grizzlies Digest. Tristan Harlen, excited to be back with you. Hope you're having a great weekend. It's Saturday, the sun's out here where I am, it's hot, fall's right around the corner, it's almost time for some football. If you like football, that is, and basketball is following it right after that. But before we begin, I want to go ahead and remind everybody that 68.4% of you are not clicking that subscribe button. And if there's anything I want for my birthday coming up in October, is for 68.4% of you guys to click that subscribe button. And to my 31.6% of you guys that are clicking that subscribe button, thank you so much for your support. I do appreciate it a ton. But yeah, so today's video is going to be talking about a report that the Grizzlies need to get Ja Morant more help, and it states that Memphis has Morant and JJJ locked in, which is Jaren Jackson for those that don't know, but the rest of their depth chart is filled with question marks. KCP is the favorite to replace Bane in the starting five, but he's coming off a down season. The two-time NBA champion averaged just 8.7 points, his lowest since his rookie season. He struggled to make shots and find his fit in Orlando, and the Grizzlies hope he can bounce back playing off Morant, but there are no guarantees. Now, also in this interview, it talked about the Grizzlies not having an ideal rebounding lineup, with Zach Edey possibly missing the first couple games due to his ankle surgery. Question marks surrounding Jaren Jackson if he's going to be healthy enough by opening night due to the turf toe injury. And they were kind of raising questions about Santi Aldama and his lack of rebounding numbers and comparing to what the overall statistic was for the team, because Desmond Bane, who was recently traded to Orlando, was up there in the rebounding numbers. Now, talking about the rebounding numbers, you see it here. Zach Edey, Santi Aldama, Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Brandon Clark, the top 5 rebound leaders for the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, there's some players, this is all last season, there's some players that are not on the roster anymore. One being Desmond Bane, that the article talks about from BillStreetBears.com. And my thing is that you talk about the rebounding numbers, but I feel like rebounding has been an issue for a lot longer than just this past season. I mean, you go back and you look at a lot of these different series that the Grizzlies played in, different games over the past regular seasons that the Grizzlies played in. And you're always finding yourself, at least I was finding myself saying this, like, hey, get a rebound, hey, let's kick it out for second chance points, so on and so forth. But Santi Aldama with 6.4 total rebounds last year, yeah, that's not ideal when you want it to be. But, I mean, it's almost one of those where you got to pick your poison. I mean, yeah, Zach Edey, sure, would love to see him averaging over at least 10 or more rebounds a game, but for a team that was so young 2 seasons ago and that was continuously being young this last season and going forward into this season, there's going to be growing pains. There's going to be different things that Grizzly fans alike aren't going to agree on, because everybody wants to see the Grizzlies raise that Larry O'Brien trophy. I know I do. I know Jared Alatorre wants to see it. I know a lot of people that follow Grizzlies, that watch the videos here on Grizzlies Digest, wants to see it as well. But, there's always 1 to 3 different people that thinks there's something else wrong with the Grizzlies, whether it's rebounding, whether it's shooting, whether it's second chance offense, whether it's Ja Morant being hurt the past couple seasons when the Grizzlies needed him most. But overall, when it comes to getting Ja Morant help, I mean, he has help. He has Jaren Jackson Jr. He has Ty Jerome, who's probably going to be playing in the 6-man role. You got KCP, who's a proven NBA veteran, 2-time NBA champion. I mean, there is support around Ja Morant, and the fact of the matter is that it's not only Ja Morant's team, it's also Jaren's team, because Jaren's the longest tenured Grizzly on the roster currently. And as great of a player Ja Morant is, I mean, yeah, I get it. He can't win games by himself, but some of these reports and some of the fans act like that the Grizzlies are going to go out and get Anthony Edwards, or go out and get Victor Wembanyama, or Giannis Antetokounmpo, or Jimmy Butler, or some other NBA All-Star to fit in the starting lineup with Ja and Jaren, so that Ja is going to be, the load is going to be taken off his shoulders. But here's the thing. To be an NBA superstar, you're going to have a heavy load on your shoulders. Now, while yes, Ja has not had possibly the career we imagined back when he was drafted second overall to the Memphis Grizzlies, but he's proven his landscape. I mean, he's proven that he's worth a dang. I mean, 30.4 minutes a game, averaging just shy of 24 points a game with 23.2. I mean, the guy is an overall star. And, I don't need to sit here and tell you what about Ja Morant, because if you're a Grizzlies fan and you're watching these videos, you know exactly who Ja Morant is, and you know what flavor he brings to the team and what exactly of a dynamic impact he makes in Memphis, and how he's the prodigal son in Memphis now that the grit and grind era is over with Jaren Jackson Jr., because this is the biggest star Memphis has had in a long time. I mean, from the Nike commercials to the overseas tours that he's made where everybody's buying his jerseys, to the Grizzlies tattoo he has on his body. I mean, when you say the word superstar, Ja Morant's got to be one of those players that pops up immediately in your mind, along with some others that are in the league. But you go back and you look at the article, and it says that Ja Morant, the Grizzlies must get Ja Morant more help. Well, here's my question, and let me know what you think in the comments. But what exactly classifies as more help for Ja Morant? Is it a shooter who's making less than $10 million a year? Is it another all-star who's making a little bit more than $20 million a year? I mean, what is it that Grizzly fans think that the help needs to be coming from? Because the Grizzlies just don't have the money that the teams like the Lakers and the Warriors and the Heat and the Clippers and so on and so forth have, where they can go sign 2-3 all-star caliber players where they're getting paid over $20 to $30 million a season, and they're just building super team after super team. The Grizzlies are located in Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis, Tennessee isn't a Los Angeles, California, where they're bringing in a bunch of money through taxpayers and revenue and stuff along that line. So, what exactly is it, in you guys' opinion, that classifies as more help for Ja Morant? Is it a number? Is it a two guard that can come in and can start over KCP? Is it a young guy like Cedric Coward or Jalen Wells or Gigi Jackson that can solidify themselves as an NBA star? I mean, what exactly classifies for you guys that will make this kind of idea go away, that the Grizzlies have no help for Ja Morant, that the Grizzlies are just ruining Ja Morant's career? Because let me be frankly honest with you. Ja Morant's career is just it's fine where it is. I mean, yes, look, I get it. He has not won a championship yet. We all thought that the Grizzlies were gonna win a championship, when they had Tyus Jones, Kyle Anderson, and all those guys, when they were blowing the Oklahoma City Thunder out and they were beating the Timberwolves, and Ja Morant had one of the craziest dunks of all time in the franchise for the Grizzlies history, that is, in that series. But and here's another thing too, is like, where exactly does the line need to be drawn? Is it need to be drawn with Jaren Jackson getting paid this much money and then immediately having surgery on his toe? Is it need to be drawn with Ty Jerome signing from the Cavs? I mean, is it the fact that the Grizzlies haven't won over 60 games? I don't think ever, or at least in a while. Is it the fact that the Grizzlies haven't finished with a number one seed in the West in a minute? I mean, is it or is it the fact that the Grizzlies were all the way up here, and every time they get to this mark, it seems like somebody else gets hurt, whether that's Ja Morant himself, where, the Grizzlies are fine in the West, and then they go to play in the playoffs, and they're playing a tough 4th, 5th, or even 6th seed. Ja Morant gets hurt, and then the Grizzlies completely fall off the rails. Well, I raised the suspicion, and I raised the question, go back and you look at all these games, and you look at all these postseason appearances for Ja Morant. How many of these injuries that have occurred in Grizzlies franchise history for Ja Morant, or some of the others, have actually been basketball injuries and haven't been due to physical play? I mean, we've seen how the Warriors play. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that the Warriors is a dirty team. I think everybody has their own opinion about that. Draymond Green, I'm looking at you stepping on Sabonis. But where's the question mark, or where's the gray line going to be drawn here for Grizzlies fans? Because if you ask me personally here, Tristan Harlen here on Grizzlies Digest, a lot of you guys just need to shut up about Ja Morant and just let him play basketball. I mean, he says he's not dunking for real, but now he's thinking about dunking for real. I mean, everybody has their own thing they want to talk about and their own comments they want to make about Ja Morant, but the fact of the matter is this, is that Ja Morant, has said it himself, he's in the M for life. He's raising his daughter in Memphis. He has, a lot of support from Memphians and his dad and his whole support group. I mean, yeah, there's a little brief history where he gets in trouble with the league that we're not going to dive into, but for articles and for people on Twitter or X or Instagram and, whatever, they say, well, Ja Morant needs to leave Memphis. Oh, Ja Morant has no help. Ja Morant has no blah, 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 blah. Listen, let me be frankly honest with you, okay? And I've said this earlier, and I'm going to restate it here now. The Grizzlies do not have the money to go and sign a LeBron James in his prime, or go sign a Luka Doncic, or go sign an Anthony Edwards to pair with Ja and Jaren, or to go sign a Giannis Antetokounmpo, or get a huge splash in free agency, because that's not how the world works. That's not how the NBA works. If you're a small market team, you're not going to have a lot of free agents or a lot of players that are going to look at your team as a trade destination or a free agent destination, because, I mean, let's be real. Everybody knows Memphis is Memphis. Now, a lot of players aren't going to want to go to Memphis when they have a chance to go play in New York or Los Angeles. I get that. Or even a Boston or even Atlanta. I get that. A lot of Grizzlies fans get that. But for this idea that Ja Morant has no help, and for articles to be posted like this where it says the Grizzlies must get Ja Morant more help, or the Grizzly fans are going to be the ones reaping the benefit, or however you want to say that. Well, here's what I will say to that in response, is that when Ja Morant is healthy, and I mean 100% healthy, and he's playing 60 or more games, the Grizzlies have finished, I want to say, within a top 3 or the 4th seed in the West. Okay? Excuse me. When he gets hurt, that's when the Grizzlies kind of fall off the rocker. When he's not playing, that's when the Grizzlies kind of fall off the rocker, because Ja Morant is the glue of the Grizzlies. I mean, he is the guy. He's the franchise player. I don't know what comparison I want to make for this for a lot of people to understand and not get clowned in the comments, but for articles like this to be posted, I need people to understand this. And this is how I'm going to wrap things up. And I've stated it before. To get more help, you need to be a free agent destination or a trade destination for these players. People look at Memphis and they don't think that. They don't think, oh, it's somewhere that I can go play a career at, they can go win a championship at. But when you get those select few that think that, like KCP, Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson, Jalen Wells, Cedric Howard, so on and so forth, you have guys that are locked in for life. Now, yes, I would love to see a big superstar come to Memphis and play for at least a season and see how that works in the system. With Ja and Jaren, it just isn't likely. Now, when you talk about rebounds, talk about Santi Aldama, Zach Edey, the 2 leading rebounders from this past season. Yes, those numbers need to be inflated just a little bit coming this season. But, again, we're going through a season of transition. And everybody's hitting the panic button, and we're not even in October yet. Everybody's writing the Grizzlies off, and we haven't even made it through training camp yet. We haven't even seen a first preseason game yet. And I know I've come on here and I've said some things before that possibly can come back to bite me in the rear once the season's over. And I'll be the first person to come on here and admit that I was wrong, because it's sports media. It's sports. You're going to have takes where you're wrong and you're right. And, it's okay. It's okay to be wrong. But what it's not okay is to claim that you're a fan of a team and sit here and belittle their superstar or belittle the team because you feel that they're not going out and spending $50 million on a shooter, where the shooter is going to be not clutch in the playoffs, or he's going to be a defensive liability. So, listen, I get it. I hear the frustration. I see the frustration. I get it. I understand it. I've been a Grizzlies fan since 2006 when I first started watching basketball when I was young. Well, it was before that because I was born in 2002. But regardless, when I really knew what was going on, I just hit my phone off my desk. Excuse me. But I just think that the Grizzlies are in a good spot right now, and until we see the wheels fall off, everybody just needs to take a step back, take a chill pill, breathe, drink a ice cold drink, and enjoy the ride, because the Grizzlies are a great team. Ja Morant is a great point guard, and his value for the Grizzlies is going to be shown this season. But guys, that's going to be it for this episode of Grizzlies Digest. Let me know what you think about the report in the comment section, whether you think that Ja Morant needs more help. If so, what do you think he needs more help with when it comes to a player, whether that's defense, shooting, playmaking, so on and so forth. And let me know some of your, I guess it's a little early, but let me know your season outlook. What do you predict the record to be? What do you predict the Ja and Jaren to do in this season? And be sure to click the like button, subscribe for more, because 68.4% of you are not subscribed. 31.6% of you are. Again, to my 31.6%, thank you so much. To my 68.4%, what are you guys doing? Make sure you click that subscribe button. And I enjoy reading the comments. Some of them are kind of out of left field and not necessarily worth it, and some of them make a lot of sense and they're good to read. And I love conversating with you guys. So, I mean, like I said, just comment your thoughts below. And this is going to do it for another episode of Grizzlies Digest. A little bit of a long episode. I do apologize, but we'll see you guys next time. Peace.